right. I'm live. Anyways. Let's see what's going on here. So we got a daily. Technically it did shift over that high, but so far it delivered. So we'll see what we're gonna do at this inefficiency on YM. We've got support, resistance, liquidity there. And then just a big displacement. Alright, so just keeping the discount in mind. Yeah, so far we've just literally just dug into it. There's actually a really sharp move that just happened on the lower time frames. Seemed like something's happening there. Today there's no... Wait. Today there's only a few... We got unemployment claims and a bunch of yellow folders. But let's double check that. Today's the 8th. It says we got, okay, U.S. trade balance, U.S. jobless claims, and then at 8 we've got some orange folders. And then with investing.com, today we've got orange folder as a jobless claims as an orange folder. Oh wait, no, never mind. It's a different one. But yeah, basically a bunch of orange folders. So it's like, yeah, there should be some good movement today. Alright. Let's just quickly only do the high time frame. Nothing on the daily here on ES. What the heck? Okay, let me just make sure that's all. Wow, okay. Is that the same? Okay, there we go. Okay, yeah, that is much more clean. That is definitely a level. There may be long right now. But let's just keep going. Alright, daily. Not much. We just got this old area. So far, using it for the bear side, looks to be. We shifted through it. Let's get rid of that. And that. Had relative equal lows there, displaced through those. Sort of created a balanced price range look to this with a sharp move down. Didn't take out this low yet. Where's my crap here? We've hit a discount, so that's different. Man, I want to hurry now because I want to see if there's a long. So yeah, we've got a double inefficiency here. Same thing as a we'll just save this. I'm gonna change it real quick. And then yeah, we've hit a discount perfectly. much old crap on this chart. I should probably do a full sweep. Yeah, discount. That's good enough for that. Just a quick intraday analysis. So it looks like we finally came still into the inefficiency here. Took out that high. Nothing on the daily. Actually, there was this inefficiency here. Daily inefficiency. So far, almost holding. Lots of old stuff here too. Still an SMT at the all-time highs, but over there. Oops. But yeah, that didn't hit a discount yet either. But ES did. Interesting. Down into the order block. It's already up on something. And let's mark out this. Four-hour inefficiency that got worked here. 4-hour city. Already got used. This thing is irrelevant. Alright. That was just NASDAQ. And Russell still manufacturing that high. Very obvious daily. Busy here. Don't care about that anymore. These have all been wrecked. Alright. So far we've tapped that daily. No inefficiencies to the downside. Everything's been rebalanced, which would make sense. Old support resistance liquidity here. That got used. So yeah, we just got the obvious liquidity on the highs. No discount on the range. We've got a 4-hour lined up with this though. The daily's the obvious one. Excuse me. Alright. So, oops. I don't know what just happened there. So, okay, come on guys, come on, work with me here. Should have left all these on here. Oh, we already have one. Perfect. Alright. So yeah, Dow Jones has not hit that, but ES has after taking out liquidity. Everyone kind of took out liquidity on relative like to this high, at least this range. But all-time highs, we have it on ES and SPY. ES, SPY, Dow, but not on Russell, not on NASDAQ. But Russell futures have relative equal highs. Gosh, shoulder. So, very interesting. We have not hit a discount. we have this low here being a possible level. Oh, look at that. Russell is holding up really strong. Let's zoom in. See what we can gather here. But also, let's look here too. So yeah, all-time highs swept. This high never got taken out. On Q's, Russell took out that smooth high. No discount on SPY, but we went lower overnight. No discount on Dow. Obviously not on Russell. And not on NASDAQ. So no discounts here yet. I do have that divergence. Things are tricky though, so yeah, we gotta do some more diligence. So that was that manipulation I was talking about. But yeah, I also kind of want to investigate this high. So here was the high of the Dow. This occurred before ES and NASDAQ, in which they manipulated that high, possibly marking that high. We'll see. But so far that has not been working. But this time it did. This time the Dow did sell off. And it even came and took out this low. So we do have a very clear divergence here. We've got SMT, we've got a discount, a weird one. And this is also the order block, higher time frame order block. And we've got NASDAQ on the daily, respecting that. Bouncing here, we come down and set a new low on YM already. Why are these on log? Come on, man. Alright. So what would be sweet? Okay, wait. First of all, this is the low here. This is the low. NASDAQ's just been going higher. You got this manipulation here. Nobody's really set the new low. So we have the London range. And then we came down and took out the low of that. With this manipulation here, we also swept that out. Okay, so that's basically a fair value gobble sort of a setup, but we didn't actually hit where you want it to, which would be that daily efficiency. Okay. But in any case, that was another S&T. So yeah, I'm kind of watching that, see what's going to happen here. You'd think Dow would want a discount, but I don't know, it's being kind of goofy here with this this whole setup. You know, we manipulated the high, cool. But then why is ES digging deeper? What happened here? On the move down, we came up. Maybe there's a manipulation here. Into the lunch hour. Nope, that's actually when the high was put in. Okay, this was where the high was put in. Let's make sure we can see this bad boy. High was put in. NASDAQ maybe goes barely slightly on the small time frame for a small time frame divergence, maybe to mark the high for ES. Alright, so then we come down, we get a nice little PM session, move back up, nothing happens there, and we just sell off. Maybe on the small time frame again, something. Looks like there is, but nothing crazy. And then we consolidate before Asia. Keep in mind we've swept out all these lows. Didn't get a reaction. We manufacture this low a bit with that consolidation. We manufacture that low. Asia, small move down. Doesn't take out any serious levels yet. Post Asia in between London. There we go. We deliver price into a low. And then boom. Suddenly NASDAQ moves up very sharply. It displaces. We have a daily. We've taken out a low. But everyone's basically taking out a low here. We come down here on Russell. Russell even took out its own low, so okay. Interesting. Because, you wonder why it's holding up there. Okay, it's not good, yeah. So anyways, it's just weird. Looks like into this move up, this lunch move was definitely like, you can see it's the order block there. And as Dow Jones did fall, but look how big that move is here on ES. And then in London to Asia, it really dug deep on these guys. Versus on Russell, it fell with the Dow, bounced really hard on all the bounces. Didn't sell off as strong, but it's kind of doing what NASDAQ's doing a bit. It's like getting some buying type of look to it. No, really hard to read. It's still kind of hard to understand what's really going on. All I know is we took out a high, and now we're lower somehow on ES. But we've technically taken out a different level here. So that might be good enough for a reversal. At least dip into a premium maybe. And it's clearly happening here on NASDAQ. No SMT with ES though. You'd think something would happen with it. But there is a continued look on the Dow though. So let's look at these guys, see if there's anything, no one's hit a discount. Dow's taken out that same level. SPY held the same level. Q's held the same level. But Russell is actually showing relative strength. Russell holding relative strength. Oops. just don't know. It's like, why did this work? Is at the top. So Dow was the one to manipulate the lows the last time we sold off on the higher time frame. But it's the one delivering price into the highs. So I was looking for a short as we got up into here into like a premium, and I was looking for like a divergent short, but instead we plowed through the highs. Is there anything here? No, look at that. So we never even got that set up. Oh, no, technically we did. But maybe the nuance, though, is that when that happened, when we did get the move above the high, which would be the divergence we typically look for to short the Dow on relative to what's happening, is look for a move back above. But maybe the nuance is that this was that move, right? Yeah. Just that little leg up. So this was that move, but the argument may be that we just needed to deliver price. Because I think this is the leg that was the divergence. This one. All the way down to here. And it's the same thing on NASDAQ. Dude, why does this keep getting turned off? I should make a hot button for the magnet. Hotkey. So yeah, it's just being goofy here. It's like Russell didn't hit the highs. ES did. And the Dow did. So there's just something weird happening here. This looks like a top though in the Dow. Okay, so what do we know? We know that we're selling off. So whatever, textbook setup worked that time. Things are back in order here, it looks like, on the Dow. So, does that mean that this is the high for ES? Maybe. Does it mean for its NASDAQ? Also, maybe. Probably not, though, the way it's looking. But for Russell, we've got a very, very obvious pool of liquidity higher. So I think there is probably a long here. Like, we got a divergence there, clear as day. And it's very strong. Like, sometimes this is the better trade is on IWM. So on the low time frame, we got a divergence of that right here. We've got support, resistance, liquidity. It's already tapping below there. You just would think it would want a discount though. Like, it's very shallow. The only problem here is this is technically the low when manipulating. Oh, but you could also argue that it's a divergence with the other indices though. So on Russell, we've made a new low here, just like everyone. But actually here we haven't. On Russell, we're holding this low. Russell is holding yesterday's low. And that low, have to keep an eye on it here, because it does look like it's not in alignment here. YM is about to make a new low. It is 7 o'clock, and this is actually where I've seen bottoms form. It's technically possible in New York Open. So we might have to give myself a little bit more risk there, but I might actually just take it. We've got SMT with all of the charts. We even got a weird something happening here. Let's look at the flows. Do we have some sort of bullish flow? So we had tide coming down. Prices come lower, by the way, overnight. So it should be bearish. Tide coming lower, calls negative, puts negative. Most of the volume is in the calls as we bounced. And then as we came down, we did turn bearish into the end of the day. Makes sense. Bearish SPY, should be bearish. Bullish Qs, like relatively bullish Qs for what was happening. And then the Dow is, flipped bearish into the end of the day. Russell was bullish, but then did flip bearish, which, we did move lower into the end of the day. So I'll be risking about 5 or 6 points, so 6 times 5, $30.
Order working.
Goodness, so loud.
Order working. Order working. Order fill. Order working.
So yeah, I'm giving myself a little bit of room just because I know it could be that this low is just going to be a little bit off from the IWM chart. Because it's showing this leg came in, took it out. Oh no, it's just not even showing it. So we'll leave the stop loss there. Yeah, I'm risking exactly 5 points. So 5 points times 5 contracts. No, 5 points times 6 contracts. Times $5. Oh.
Order working.
Oops.
Order cancelled. Order working. Order working. Order working. Order working.
Just getting a bit better size, just because it makes sense there. Alright. So I just want to measure this out just so I make sure I got it right. So I kind of want to just see the distance here. That's not accurate. I don't know. From this low to this low, it seems much tighter than that. So just because it could totally take this low out still. I'm just gonna set alerts just so I'm extra cautious for the stop. Excuse me. Yeah, so far we're just creating more divergence. I think, funny, look at that wick lining perfectly up with that. I think we do want a discount here on the Dow. So it might be a little rough holding this as we dig into that. But then again, we've already swept out the liquidity. It's like, okay, where does Dow want to go? Besides a discount. Oh, well, it's in the daily so far. technically this could go down here. But yeah, there's this BPR whatever thing, inversion fair value gap thing going on there. So could be wanting to go for that. On the 4 hour, we do just have a massive candle. So, but for liquidity's sake, it's just this low. You know, maybe we're just gonna come down, tap this candle right into a discount, and that's it. Which we're very close to. It's only 0.1% away. But yeah, look at all these smooth highs on Russell. And we've got the divergence with these guys. This just could literally come so deep into this though. It's crazy. This is the 1 minute? Okay. A choppy 1 minute. So yeah, we've got like a little relative equal low there. We've just continued to manipulate on YM. Don't know if this is gonna hold, which a lot of times does hold on NASDAQ. It just gets a high divergence and then just is just bullish and doesn't care that no one can buy it. That's what it does. Okay. And the nice thing here too is we've got Russell right into that daily, and look how shallow it's bouncing in the daily. We've got divergence into that daily. Oh, where is there we go. Goodness, come on, bro. So on IWM, it never hit that. Hopefully, oof. Let me adjust that. Oops. Let me freaking go through here and make sure I got everything marked out here, because I don't. Regular trading hours. Alright, that didn't help. We just gotta keep in mind the gaps. So, gap down here. Gap. I don't just have a regular gap. Goodness. So yeah, we've got a gap there. SPY. Oh wait, let's go back. Let's just copy it. Paste. Got a gap there on SPY to be filled. Qs. Gap on there. Russell. So this might be a little area there. Look at silver and gold. So silver's doing what I was looking for it to do. It never took out external range liquidity. And it's about to set up the freaking long. So discount is down here on gold. Come on, follow along, copper. We're working here. So yeah, clearly into a discount. We're down into support resistance liquidity here. And this isn't just there, it's everywhere. Man, these lines been getting thick lately. So yeah, I like it below this low. Support resistance liquidity. I think it's going for this order block. So where do you buy gold? Well, somewhere into there, maybe the gap. But silver, you know, maybe you long silver using the order block. Not amazing or schoolwork, but it's something. Anyways, movement on currencies has been working. That was totally the short. Missed it. Wasn't there for it. But yeah. New week opening gap holding there. NASDAQ. Yeah, hopefully this holds. So it's based on this. It's based on this low here. We took it out here. Everyone's taking it. Even NASDAQ. And then yeah, we got a premium on ES. Or sorry, discount on ES. S&T with everything is there for this long. So relative equal highs aren't just here, they're actually above 605. What just happened? Alert on silver. Oh, yeah. So yeah, it will be really interesting to see where this is going to set up. This is the definite area, you know, it's like almost guaranteed along there. Not really, but like that is the order block that manipulated. This order block here. So, gold, yeah, maybe fair value gobble here. That could be cool. But maybe we time it here. You know, we're getting a manipulation lower. We manipulated higher. Now these guys are actually coming lower versus copper. Wow, look at copper, dude. Perfect little order blocks there. So maybe a change in character with copper, maybe. What time is it? 7? Well, what else here? Yeah, this is interesting. Like Yeah, this is the freaking level, dude. Hitting support resistance liquidity into a discount. Gold not there yet. Oh, let me see if copper is there. Yeah, copper's there. Weird. Very weird. Copper might be ready to go. This is a fair value gobble long there. And these guys are coming lower. You would think, though, that silver would come lower. I'm in the camp that silver comes lower. I'm going to set an alert here. Right there. Just so I can get a front run on that. Move down. And then see what's happening. But man, I just want a long silver, dude. I mean, and it could bounce here. I mean, that's, you could say that that's a propulsion block, but yeah, just not my style, dude. But yeah, we gotta make sure we're paying attention here. Things are moving a little slow, but yeah, I mean, this is still my idea. You know, we did get bearish into the end of the day on Russell. So I reckon they'd probably open this. Oops. Thinking they'll probably open it down where we're at. So I was hoping maybe we do get a move though, maybe into the gap, and then at the open, you know, that's like the accumulation again, the second accumulation before the move. So we'll see. It's basically just set though, like I'm in, and if I'm wrong, I'm gonna take a loss. So just gonna have to accept it if I lose. Otherwise, if I'm still in the trade by the open, maybe there's things we can do to get out if we see something different. So yeah, I'm gonna wait. We've still got another hour until news. And we had some. What the heck? Yeah, we had some. Maybe that's what that move down was. How do I see today's news? I can't see all of today. Once it happens, it disappears. But Forex Factory says we had 5:30, which is 3:30 news, which was the London high. So there was news at the London high. So I don't know. But yeah, we're still holding. That's what you want. So the way we came down, let me just confirm some things. This was the high. Boom, bang, bing. Yeah. But that it's been holding here. It does seem like it could still take this specific current low, though. It's the one problemo that I have with it. This low. close there. But alas, it's always scary buying my setups. You're always buying the reversal. But yeah, that'll be very interesting if Russell just rips. Maybe Nasdaq does too, but Russell just rips, takes out the highs without these guys. That'll be interesting. Gold. It did take a sweep back below, but you'd want it to, head lower still. ETH. Wow, look at XRP. Look at crypto. The short is working. We just want more. Alright, well, I'm gonna take a little break here. Come back. Well, as you can see, we're starting to move up, but still gotta get through this this gap. You can see it's kind of holding these other guys down, but this is the interesting thing. Look at Russell compared to everything else. This is great. To me, this is showing that there may actually be a what am I trying to say? The way that Russell's moving and showing some strength. Is good. But yeah, it's just interesting to look at this though. Like, you know, this was pretty strong, but Russell came deeper. But now it's moving up. So yeah, I'm hoping you can see it. The candle. Is it the hourly candle? Yeah. I'm loving how that candle opened right on top of that daily. So, and the way it's actually moving now, you know, it's kind of like a fake out and then came down and reaccumulated. So, I would think that it's. I mean, look at how smooth all these highs are. It just seems like it's gonna do it, dude. But we'll see. Don't want to get ahead of myself. We got news in 13 minutes. I don't know what's going on with my Forex Factory, but it said that the one news that was at 5:30 and it's at 7:30. And then it says these other news are 8:30 and those are at 8:30. So I don't know what is the deal with that. Maybe there's something wrong at the indicator. I haven't updated it in a while and I don't know if it needs to be updated, but that is the case. But yeah, hopefully this works out. We have everything there. It's looking pretty good so far, but obviously we don't know until we know. Still failing to get into a discount there on the Dow, but I mean, look at just the complete divergence. It just seems like, you know, maybe something's going to happen here at the London high, possibly. Maybe not. Just looking at the NASDAQ, though, it does seem like it would probably want, you know, a premium, which would be above Asia, most likely. Yeah. So, we'll see. But I am liking it. The way that structurally this is looking, I want this to ideally... let's see. You know, it could manufacture every high before taking it out. I don't know. I don't know, man. But it looks good so far. So, yeah, we got news in a little bit. Let's check on the gold situation. Looks like we got that week down. Copper's headed back down. Copper, the trade here should at least hit a premium. So this is the clear order block. And yeah, I don't know, like, you know, if it came really deep, then I would buy it, because then the risk to reward would be awesome. But yeah, I just think that it's going to sweep this a bit deeper. I think it's really wanting this. This is like the order block of order block. This order blocks for this situation. So, you know, it could just bounce here, but it's like, why did it create support, resistance, liquidity there? You know, I think it's going to dig down into this stuff. And maybe even go for that gap. So I think silver's going to do that. I think that we still may bounce, but we'll see. But I do want to get a trade in there if it's going to do it. I would like to see something in gold. but I prefer the long in silver since it's got the draw and liquidity. The draw and liquidity is clear in silver, and that's what we want. We want to get that sweep manipulation and then time it with some sort of divergence. So far, we already have a divergence here in copper, so I think it's going to come in the form of a gold divergence. Gold, on the other hand, when we hit the high, we didn't really create one. So it was in copper. That copper was the guy to do the job there. And so far, gold and silver have been weaker. So I don't know. I didn't know. All I know is I want it to happen where I want it to happen, and then I want it to happen the way I want it to happen. And I'm thinking gold also wants a discount, you know? So can't say for certain, but that's the plan for that. Man, this one just bothers me though. Like, I was waiting for this for so long, dude. I would love to, I think there could still be something though. Like, if we come back up just above these equal highs there on the dueler, which would be the equal lows. Yeah, like, look at this crap, dude. This has been a liquidity pool zone for forever. So, look at all the way over here. Look at that. This is the liquidity zone. So, yeah. If the dollar gets above here, I would quite like that. And I would be thinking it's going to come up into this as the short idea, okay, aka long, since it's an inverted chart. Alright, I feel kind of sick. I gotta go get something in my belly. Gonna hit mute this again. as you can judge by the speed and price. The news came out. I'm a bit surprised. Um, I guess I'm not, but it just seems like the move still isn't ready. You know, everything's looking good, but it's more like, I think it's gonna be, I don't think we're gonna like move really until like the open, I think. You know, I think we may still kind of chop around here. Maybe we will go into some highs, but I would think there's going to be a pullback at the open. Part of me just thinks, yeah, we're still kind of setting up. IWM though looks great. But obviously there's not as much liquidity. So far looking good. It's into the gap. So far Russell's rejecting it. Nothing here on IWM. But these guys are all into the gap. There we go. So yeah, we are clearly rejecting it. But yeah, that's what I'm curious to see here. What's going to happen here at the news? Is there maybe a short trade? Like this is what I'm worried about. Maybe this is actually a move above London for these guys to actually move back below this low. Just because I don't have as clear of an idea here on Qs and that and ES. You know, we do have smooth lows here. So I don't know. I do not like that Qs and stuff are moving more though. I was hoping that strength would kind of continue, but yeah, I don't really know. It's just waiting for this to do whatever it's gonna do. Yeah, definitely took out liquidity, obvious inefficiency there. On the 4 hour, you know, that's the 4 hour inefficiency we're rejecting. There are no inefficiencies here on the higher time frame for Russell. We did get the sweep there on the support resistance. Does it need a discount? I don't know. So far we've gotten a manipulation sort of a discount on ES. On the 1 hour, there's the inefficiency, lines up the 4 hour, it makes sense. It's also the same area as the gap. We also have one here on Russell. I need to just move this down here, dude. It's always not available for me. So yeah, I should have this here, just to keep in mind. But we already came up into it, so I think if we're gonna go up into it again after sort of setting up that trade, I would think that we're gonna literally use that to create the buy side accumulation, I would think. So, and NASDAQ traded all the way through it, but still respecting the 1 hour. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. I just think these are all smooth, but we need to get up here first, and this is, you know, I think this is gonna kind of work out for a while. That's why I just think that into the open is kind of when things are gonna really start doing what they're gonna do. Yeah, there is a divergence there though. I don't want to see the 30-minute. Man, I feel so sick right now. Well, so far we're still just meandering around. Here's the 30-minute. Let's keep it on the 15 though, so we can see the zones. But yeah, I mean, nothing much. Just waiting for the open now. 30 more minutes. Just gotta be patient. Alright, there was an alert here on silver. Boom. So, silver's coming down. Oh, look at copper. Copper's really coming down now, too. So, it looks like the divergence might actually be in, in gold. But, yeah, I think we're going to hit this POI, and then and then maybe gold will move down. We'll see. Waiting for this order block to get hit. Let me zoom back out. We can get a better look at the block. And then there's this gap. Just lined up with that. The open isn't for another 25 minutes. But yeah, I mean, that's interesting. It's happening here. We just souped that out. What's happening in crypto? Slowly coming down, slowly. Also, just want to quickly look at VIX. This is what I was looking at the other day. I knew it'd come higher. And now we've actually swept up above the relative equal highs. Perfectly opening up right into the premium, right where the market's kind of open. And yeah, don't know if it'll reverse exactly right here, but I mean, that's just a very interesting area. VIX futures also up, but they are less reliable lately. We're manufacturing this low here, so I think we do get one quick move back down for the real just explosion in volatility eventually. So looking good still, we're holding there, but yeah, we'll see what happens here with this. Ideally, if I could get long copper, this is where I'd want to get, just to see the conservative entry. We'd want at least to target a premium, which would probably be above that high. So yeah, I'd want a very good entry. We'd want something down here. Oops. So, no idea how deep this is gonna go, but maybe there. That'd be a nice little swing long entry. Yeah, potentially, new high. So this is just to lock in the gains for high probability. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be above that high anyways. So yeah, I think if once we get this to hit, I think a manipulation in gold. But yeah, man, it's just like, it's like you just want to buy it. Let's look at copper. I mean, we got the sweep, dude. It's just, I mean, why is this always on, man? I don't know what range this even means. But yeah, look at that. Just 4-hour chart. It's just clear as day. Fair value gobble. Equal lows on the On the daily, it's not as clean, but on the 1 hour, it is very much there. Oops. So, yeah. You'd think it'd probably take out this candle there. Oh, maybe the new week opening gap. Yeah, that's a 3-hour trade there. So, and I would want to line this up. So, you want time alignment, and I want it to be very clear. I want it to be like session open, session open divergence. So far it's already there, but yeah, I think we would still want this to manipulate. I think I would day trade it too, because yeah, holding swing would be tough. Did I even unmute this, dude? Okay, good. Alright, well, yeah, still waiting for this Russell, if it's gonna do anything. Still waiting to see it give something at the open, maybe. Just gonna alert gold there, because that's the low so far. Excuse me. Well, we seem to be really working this inefficiency. Not sure how much of a fan I am of that, but I just don't think much has really happened besides, yeah, the London Hive here being swept up. So, I don't know. Maybe that was a short there. But shorting right into a big pool of liquidity doesn't seem like yeah, like a trade. Yeah, 15 more minutes. Is there any other news that's coming up here? We just got some 10 a.m. news. It's a yellow folder, but it says 11. 10 a.m. news. Final wholesale inventories. Okay, yeah, it is at 10 a.m. That one news just threw me off because it was weird. Also, let's just check here. When we came down, we came up into premium. Whereas these guys, it doesn't really matter. Premium, yeah, we're going to be above Asia. For this bad boy, also above Asia. So yeah, we'll see what happens as we get above there. I think this order block may be a point of interest. The smooth highs are just not there for these ones. So, I don't know, it just seems like if it's going to go up, it's going to freaking rip. Just going to go off the structure. Every $1 move in gold is going to be MGC, SIL. MHG. Oops, MHGH. There we go. Alright, Yeah, the one I really want to look for is silver. Silver, $5. So $100 for 10 cents. What? That does not seem right. So yeah, I would think it's actually going to go down to this order block. So I'm going to set an alert. I mean, it could just bounce there, but we'll just see how things are looking as we get into that. Well, Russell's coming down. I was hoping we'd hold that daily for value gap. Digging back down into it. Oh, this is a 4-hour. So we just want to see candles close there, respecting it, hopefully. Oh man. Alright, 5 minutes. Well, why I made another new low. It's just at what point is it going to really move on it though? That's what's not making sense to me. Like we had news, it did it. It already did all this at the news, and now we've actually taken some sort of liquidity here, even if it's not in premium. But it was also just continually moving down here. You know, you could call that a divergence, but it's just, I just don't know, dude. Little bounce happening here on metals. A few more minutes into the open. So yeah, I kind of predicted this right. It would open red. And that's the one catalyst left. But it's like, it's just like, oh man. It's, you know, it's just not moving. It's not moving the way I'd want it anymore, unless it can still close, you know, above that, but, yeah. I think YM just wants this discount before anything happens. Does it actually line up? Perfect. Well, nice. Seems to be like it does want to respect it a bit. Yeah. There we go, really dipping down now. And everything's still holding. Now that I like. So we got one more minute. This is about when we want to start seeing movement. We already came up into this inefficiency twice. So if we're going to go back up, I would just, you know, hope we come up into it and then like we manufacture, like we invert it in a way. So I want to see this inverted. We're still holding this. We're getting the move lower here on a YM. I'm hoping this is the rotation into Russell now. Because these guys are moving down with Dow. And I want to see Dow kind of come up probably too. But maybe it wants that discount, man. That's the last thing probably. Alright, here we go. Also going to be trying to watch gold and silver too. Alright, here we go. The open is now. Pop on the Dow. I still think we want that discount. We did hit a new week opening gap, but okay, we're up into the inefficiency. Now we're getting a manipulation of these lows with NASDAQ and ES. I want to see it actually get below that low though. Oh yeah, now we can actually use the flows. Crypto sinking lower. There, NASDAQ did take that low. I love that now. We've got a divergence there now. And now we've got smooth highs. Come on, baby. Come on, man. Just start liquidating all the shorts. Come on, man. Dow's moving up too. Looking strong. It's staying up into the highs as it's coming up. Beautiful. Come on, man. SPY is bullish, tide is a little red. Russell's a little red too on the tide, or sorry, on the net premiums. We've reached up into a premium for sure on Russell, but just the smooth highs, man, I just think it's going to rip through it.
Order working. Order cancelled.
I'm just going to take 2 off
Order filled.
since I'm in a drawdown.
Cancelled. Order cancelled.
Let the rest run, pay myself back some of this. Stop is literally at break even now. This is great. This is awesome. This is the beauty of trading. Smooth highs galore. Get all the way up there though. Nasdaq's puking. Wow, look at that. Nasdaq dumped. Alright. Hopefully it gets filled. I'm going to walk away. We have news at 10 o'clock, so want it to kind of deliver into there before. Nice. So I took a partial roughly at almost 3R, but the full trade is about 5R. If I can let it ride. So we have these smooth highs or relative equal highs, but then all-time high relative equal highs. So I think we're gonna rip up through that, but. Market tide is bearish, SPY is bearish, Russell's oscillating. Come on, man. I think I'll take 2 more off there.
Order filled. Order cancelled. Order cancelled. Order filled. Order cancelled. Order cancelled. Order working. Order working.
I don't know why these keep being on good till canceled. I just wanted to just freaking rip through this now.
Order working.
Right up into the highs. Oh, IWM is already at the highs. But yeah, we got lots of liquidity here still to get filled. Could manufacture it a bit here. This high is exactly at 605 basically. I'm going to set an alert for the IWM highs. So yeah, we're still just shy of it. Let's see what's happening here on a small time frame. Yeah, I think we're manufacturing the high here. One more time maybe. Should hear the IWM alert all at the same time. Just gotta be patient. This could really... NASDAQ just took out that low, so that could be sort of a rotational aspect, especially if IWM is going to take this high out. They take the low out, they're probably going to do some sort of rotation there, possibly, just an idea. Come on, get up through there. I think we could go all the way to 608. Flows are bearish, but you know, SPY is down, so makes sense. Looks like they sold their calls on Russell. I don't like that the Dow is coming up here though, if it's gonna SMT this high here. Just gonna put an alert there. I still think it's gonna go up there, but just to be cautious, I don't want to risk all my P&L that I'm up for just a few more points. Nasdaq still going lower. Yeah, I must be waiting for this to deliver. Oh man, big sell-off there. More equal highs. Wow, Nasdaq. Nasdaq into a discount now. And it's poking down through it now. Took out the smooth lows. $256.79. $256.79. Perfectly equal. Alright, 15-minute candle closed. Huge inefficiency. Pretty big wick. Just gonna wait for this alert to go off. Flows on Russell are bearish. Everything's bearish. Besides slightly bearish on the Dow, but yeah, grain of salt. But the flows on Russell are oscillating pretty like crazy, so just gonna be patient with it.
Order filled. Order cancelled. Order working. Order filled. Order cancelled. Order cancelled. Order cancelled.
Alright, took more off there. I still think it'll go, but just being cautious. I don't want to wait all day just because of I would be very tilted if this came against me. There we go. There's the alert on Russell. Come on, baby. Get it on futures. That's all I ask. Oh, come on, man.
Order filled.
Perfect. Perfecto. Let's make sure all of our orders are canceled here. The only order we have is on Bitcoin. Nice. Sweet, made back a huge chunk of the losses. We'll see what Bitcoin does. Oh, I forgot about the gold trade idea. I still think this is in play. We do have a SMT already working. I didn't even realize we already hit the entry trigger on copper. But my idea is on silver. It doesn't have to go down there. But we did get a very clear manipulation down into the open on copper. So I just thought that we'd get a bit deeper. Copper does have the fair value gobble setup, but you know, you could argue that it played out here if you're using this range. It did hit a premium. So I also the draw on liquidity on silver is the freaking trade. So nice. That feels good to freaking win it all back. I had a major loss, made it all back in one trade. That is how it's freaking done. Hell yeah. Alright, next trade. We got news at 10. So we're about to hit the news window. This is just crazy. We just freaking manipulated the all-time high on Russell while, you know, everything is just getting obliterated. So I think that there is a nice short here somewhere. But it's like, man, where the hell do you fucking get into that? So it's like you wanna get short up into a premium, you know, not a discount. For my style. So nice. Let's probably call it there, but I'll be watching the gold silver thing. Probably hit a little workout, blow off the steam of the win. But yeah, feels good to be back to neutral account balance. And that really lets the margin, that fixes the freaking margin issue with Bitcoin. So that was a little stressful thing for me. So now if I want to swing silver, I think I can definitely do that. Or not swing it, but at least, you know, get in silver and still be able to day trade the indices. So yeah. Time to blow off some steam though. That was you know, I just think that there's going to be a manipulation And the metals. So, oh man, that just feels good. I can really hold this Bitcoin short now without really worrying. And now the higher time frame is just golden for that to start really working. So if we look at VIX, Bitcoin just took out that trailed stop low. So yeah, there could be a nice intermediary bounce here. Would make a lot of sense. There's an inefficiency there. We just took out old relative equal high liquidity area. So yeah, it makes sense for this to really bounce for a bit. Things are just still decoupled on the indices, so it is a little tough. Like that Russell trade really was just like everything was there, and I didn't even size it up. You know, I should have, could have. Sorry, not should have. I could have sized it up, given I was in a more comfortable position and I had a clearer picture on the higher time frame, but I didn't. So just the technical chart was there, everything was there. So even with it being decoupled. But yeah, I just think that, man, it's still kind of holding. I don't know, that might be it for gold there, but I just think if it is, it's going to bounce and then it's going to continue lower. So I think I just got to be patient. Yep, I think I'm just going to end the stream. Let me check VIX real quick. Yeah, VIX rejecting that, so it had a nice little sweep. And the news that's about to happen isn't even like a big deal. It's just a yellow folder. So yeah, today's Thursday. 5 minutes, we got wholesale inventories. It's a yellow folder. We still also got natural gas. I think on the other news outlets, that is an orange folder. And I don't know if I agree, but yeah, we've got, it's not even on this, I don't know. It's just a bunch of load of crap, dude. But yeah, I just need to go and use my body for a minute. So, yeah, pools of liquidity also reached on Ethereum. XRP just looks like it wants to dub. So, we'll see. And that's it for me.